Hi there, I'm Kristen, the Go Overseas mentor here at International Living. And if you're anything like me, then you like to travel safely, comfortably, and affordably. But oftentimes, a big source of stress and also a really big cost is your flight, and especially planning your flight. And so in this video, I'm going to give you 10 tips to make your flight planning and travel process a bit easier. My first tip for you, which is a great way to save money when you fly, is to travel off-peak. So this can mean traveling off-peak during the week, such as on a Wednesday or a Thursday, instead of on the weekends or a Monday, which is a really busy travel day. But I also recommend traveling off-peak throughout the year. So depending on when you get free time and you're able to travel, you might not have too much flexibility here, but if at all possible, try to avoid traveling during peak times, which includes summer holidays and also winter holidays such as Thanksgiving or Christmas. And this goes for the holidays in your departure country or city and also in your destination. So if you fly to Europe for summer during peak times, then those are going to be the times when the airfare is the highest. So if you have some flexibility in your travel schedule, then try to travel during the shoulder seasons, which in the case of Europe would be in the early spring or later in the fall. And you can save a lot of money this way and also have more availability once you arrive in your destination when it comes to accommodations. My next tip, which is something that everyone should do, is to sign up for frequent flyer programs with all of the airlines that you fly with. This is something that is free, but many people overlook it because maybe they think that it's not worth it or they won't be traveling with that airline very often. But in most cases, your points and your miles don't expire anymore, and it's free to sign up. So I highly recommend doing so, and you never know how many points or miles you can get that really add up as the years go on. So even if it takes you a few years to save up enough points for a free ticket, it's definitely worth it. And you can get some good deals by being a frequent flyer member, and you can also get some perks. You can qualify for elite status with the airlines, which comes with even more perks. But the number one benefit is being able to trade your points or miles in for free or discounted airfare. And who doesn't like free money? So take a few minutes to sign up with every airline that you travel with, and you can thank me later. Something else to consider is applying for an airline's credit card. So in this case, you want to consider the airlines that you fly with most often, especially if you're loyal to a certain airline or an airline alliance. And almost every airline offers a credit card these days, and they can have a lot of great perks, from getting your first checked bag free to boarding with priority and getting through security faster, and also getting a fast track to qualifying for elite status with your airline. So I have a Delta SkyMiles card, which is their reserve card, and each airline will usually offer different tiers of cards, starting at an introductory card, which might have no annual fee or a low annual fee of around $99 per year. And then it can go up from there to about $500 per year. So if you travel very often, then you might want to go for that platinum tier that usually includes a lot of perks, such as extra miles when you book your tickets, better qualification miles to reach the next tier of your status with the airline, and even free annual lounge access that really pays for itself, because if you work online or you want to get free internet and free food and drinks and just relax before your flights, then this is a really good perk to have. These credit cards also often come with some great bonuses when you sign up. So it could be anything from 5,000 extra bonus miles to 100,000 miles. And so this can provide you with some free or discounted flights and help you get that bonus to getting to elite status. So the only thing is to make sure that you treat these types of cards as debit cards and pay off the balance every month, because paying interest on an airline credit card could actually reduce the value that you're getting from those points and other perks. My fourth tip is around using fare comparison websites. So don't settle for the first price that you see, especially if you are booking directly through an airline. There are a lot of very versatile and useful websites out there where you can search with flexible dates, you can search multiple airlines, and you can also save a lot of money. I really like using Skyscanner and Google Flights, as I feel like they have the best search features and filters for the most flexibility in your travel dates. And then what I like to do is then compare the fares and the routes that I find on that site to another discount site such as Momondo.com or Kiwi.com and see if I can find the same ticket for a lower price. And then you also want to compare that with the price that you find directly through the airline's website and then see which one is the best. But always make sure when you're using these big booking sites that you're aware of the fare class that you're buying, because some of the discount booking sites will only show you the basic economy fare, which you often can't change or cancel for a refund or even choose your seat sometimes. So make sure that you're booking in the right fare class, shop around, and really take advantage of the search features on those sites like Google Flights and Skyscanner. Another tip is to change where you search from. So this is actually going incognito, either searching for flights using a private browser window or tab, or even changing your geographical location by using a VPN or a virtual private network. And what this does when you search for flights in private or incognito mode is it can reduce the amount of cookies that the sites are using to track what you've been searching for. So if you've ever been looking for a flight and you notice that the price keeps going up and up and up, this could be the reason why. And when you use a VPN, you can change where you're searching from. And so if you're from a country where prices are elevated, like the US or Canada or the UK, and you change your computer's location to somewhere that's more affordable, maybe in Mexico or Latin America or Eastern Europe, you can actually find different prices for the same routes. And I remember noticing this the first time when I was searching for flights from Europe, and I was finding cheaper flights from the US to Europe than I would searching from the US. And so definitely make sure to clear your cookies and history, use private incognito mode, and also check with a VPN to see if you can find lower prices. My sixth tip is to sign up for fare alerts. This is a feature that is built into some of the bigger sites such as Google Flights and Skyscanner, where you can sign up for email notifications when there's a price drop on the flight that you're looking for. And this is just a tool that technology can provide for you that can really save you a lot of time searching around online. So as I mentioned, you can do this through Google Flights or Skyscanner or any of the big booking sites, but you can also use a dedicated site like Hopper or Airfare Watchdog, or even Going, which used to be known as Scott's Cheap Flights. So give it a try, and this is a great feature if you're going to be planning ahead and you have a lot of time to be able to watch those fares and book when the price and timing are right. My next tip is to beware of discount airlines, because if it looks too good to be true, then it probably is. Now, discount airlines can have a sticker price that looks very attractive, but when you add up all of the hidden costs, it could often even be more than booking with a regular international airline. So always make sure to add up all of those extra fees, which they might charge you for choosing your seat. They might charge you for the type of credit or debit card that you use to purchase the ticket. They might definitely charge you for bringing luggage, checking your bag, or also even a charge for your carry-on bag or personal item. And they will definitely charge you for food on the plane and even sometimes to check in for your flight. And so make sure to add up all of these little hidden fees and then check the same route with other airlines that include those types of fees wrapped in together, and you might be able to save money and have a better experience by even paying a little bit more and going on a more reputable or bigger airline, because sometimes these discount airlines, they might not have the best customer service rankings, they might not have the best customer satisfaction, and they might not have the best on-time history. And so if a canceled or delayed flight or just an uncomfortable travel experience is going to ruin your holiday or vacation, then it might be worth it to pay the same or a little bit more and go with an airline that has a better reputation. Next up is to consider different airports. So this can be in your point of origin and also in your destination. And some sites, like airline websites or even Google Flights, will offer the ability to search for nearby airports, and this can save you a lot of money. I'm from Florida, and when I'm going on a big international trip, I will search sometimes, it seems like every airport in Florida. I'll search flights from Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Daytona, and I will always try to get the best price and also the best route. But you can also do this in your destination, where you can fly into a nearby airport that might cost less and maybe even be a smaller airport that's easier to get in and out of. And then you can use a website like roam2rio.com to find the transportation cost between point A and point B. And so if you are flying into England, you want to check all of the different airports in London, and then you might even want to consider airports in other parts of the country, maybe Liverpool, maybe Birmingham, maybe Manchester, which are only about a 2-hour train ride from London. So by checking other airports around where you're departing from and also where you're going, you can save a lot of money and even see a new place. My next recommendation is to sign up with TSA Pre-Check or Global Entry or whatever the equivalent is in your country, because nothing can ruin the start of your holiday like getting stuck in a really long security line or even missing your flight because of delays getting through security. So you can go with your government agencies like TSA Pre-Check and Global Entry. You can go with a private company like Flier in the US. And then you can also check in your destination if they have any sort of fast track or priority security lines that you can use. Now, sometimes this can be included with your plane ticket, especially if you're flying business or first class. And sometimes it's an option when you check in if you can upgrade to a better security line. And so this is also something that you can ask when you are at the baggage drop and talking with the airline employees there. But it's also something that you can check on the airport's website in your destination. So if you're flying round trip, you might have a pre-check on the way there, and then when you're flying back, you can go to that airport's website and make sure that you are in the fast track security line on your way back home. And this just makes for much easier, stress-free travel. You don't have to take off your shoes, bring your laptop out of your bag, and you can just get through security and be on your way. And lastly, make sure to download your airline's app in the App Store, whether it's Google or Apple, before you travel. This is something that many people overlook, but it is the best way to manage your flight, to change your seat, to change your booking, and also to receive flight notifications and boarding notifications. So even if you only plan on flying with an airline one time, it's free to download the app. Make sure to log in with your frequent flyer info, and you're just gonna have a lot more tools at your fingertips. And This is something that I have been doing for many years, and it has helped me avoid missing flights, and it could even be a good way to get in touch with customer service should there be a delay, cancellation, or other type of flight change. And depending on the airline, you can also add travel extras if you need a wheelchair assistance or you want to order a special meal. And so I always recommend downloading your airline's app for an easier and more pleasant travel experience. So I hope that these tips helped you as you are planning your next trip. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments.
And there you have it, another episode of ILTV. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos, and join me for next week's episode.